Governance was the main issue that we have been struggling with. And the banking sector, what we have heard from the Honorable Government and the other speakers. So just to give you some examples, like say in 2010, uh, the banking sector used to retain 50% of the market cap, 50, and which is now 15%, from 50 to 15%. So it is because the people knew that the banks were not, the governance were not there. The banks were being kind of, if I can use the word, looted. So, and we see the reflection of the banking sector pricing in the market. And the other thing, as you have correctly raised, that in the last 15 years, what we have seen that the total fund raised from the market in terms of debt and equity, 99% was raised from the banking sector. So the market and the economy was heavily indebted. And we've been asking that there should be some sort of regulations, particularly for the big companies, that they should come and raise the funds, long-term funds from the capital market. And that is one of the issues that we have been insisting to the current regulators and to the task force that has been formed to come up with the reform suggestions. The other issue that, we have heard a lot of bad news this evening, but I think I should say some good news that, as the Honorable Governor said, that the banking sector is being reformed, and I can see, as Mr. Selim Hussain also said, that in the next 2 years, we'll see a different trajectory in the banking sector as a whole. We'll not have maybe 60 banks or 50 banks, but we'll have at least 20 to 30 very good banks. So that's a good thing for the investors to look at. And the governance issue is actually politically driven, if I can say, in the last 15 years. So which we believe will not see in the next coming years. And in particular, when the interim government is in power. And we have seen by now that the BSEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, has been reconstituted. The stock exchange, Dhaka Stock Exchange, which is the main boards of the country, the board has been reconstituted. And the new people came in power. The first and foremost, what they have done, actually, they have looking into the governance issue of the listed companies. The FRC is also being functional now. So these are the good things. But then again, as our previous speaker, Mr. Mushtaq, says, that whatever the reform rules and regulation that we bring in, nothing will work until and unless the business community collectively raise the voice for the good governance. And this is something that we are trying to establish. All the business community, Mr. Selim Hussain is the president of the Bangladesh Banks Association. I'm the president of the Dhaka Stock Exchange Brokers Association. So what we are now trying to establish that no matter what, we will not compromise with the good governance. So we have to would like to make sure that the investors are protected in terms of when they put their money into the stock market or in the listed securities. And alongside, we would like to see that the Bangladesh Bank is coming up with some sort of regulations where the big companies will be forced to go to the public market to raise funds. And the other problem that we had was the supply side was very, very weak in the last 15 years. We hardly had any good companies in the market. So this is because of the pricing methodology that the BSEC follows for the IPOs. That is being changed, hopefully. And the other issue that we are lobbying with the government, that the government has stakes in many companies, as we all know. And we are asking the government to offload those shares to the public, to the foreign investors through the stock market. And so this is the way that we would like to address the supply side. And on the demand side, the liquidity was an issue, but we are sure that if we, as the Japanese investors based in the US ask you that whether the market reward the good governance or the good companies, of course we do. And as you have seen, that there are few multinationals which are fairly priced. In the banking sector, there are few banks which are fairly priced, in the pharmaceutical sector also. So the market does pay the good value to the good governance. So that is something that we would like to increase in terms of number. So with all the odds that we have had in the last 15 years, hopefully we'll see new things coming up in the coming years.